We got to learn to follow the instruction of the Lord. Because if you praying and you ain't acting right, what you expect to receive? Huh? We got to learn to follow the instructions. And the scripture tells us that in the instructions that we ought to prepare the meal a certain way. Now, this is Old Testament, so I want to bring it into New Testament and real life for you. You got to live a life that God will be pleased with. Following the instruction of the scripture that he has given unto us. And get this, family, the blood over the doorpost is our commitment to Jesus Christ. The blood has been slain. The blood has been shed for us. Look, it says the chosen animal. In New Testament, that's Jesus for us. The chosen animal has already been slain. Israel must slaughter their lamb or a young goat at twilight. Family, the lamb has been slaughtered for us. Jesus died, buried and resurrected so you and I would have an opportunity to the tree of life. The blood over the doorpost is the blood that's done signed your name. If you ain't got no blood over the doorpost, it's because you ain't living by the instruction. You can't jump in and out of every mud hole you see and call yourself living by the instruction. You got to follow the instruction. It says that there are instructions for eating this meal. Some of us don't want to follow the instruction. Some of us believe we can get drunk on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and come and be holy on Sunday. Some of us think we can cuss folk out, be mean to folk Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday, oh, the Lord is so good. He is indeed. And I am blessed and highly favored. Well, but I don't follow no instruction. I do what I want to do. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Understand this, family. As the children of Israel were escaping Egypt, they had to follow instruction because the Bible said the blood over your doorpost will serve as a sign. You can't act like the devil and decide that when the plague and the wrath comes through, you wondering why you got hit. You wondering why you got leather slapped over your head. It's because there's no blood over the doorpost. You claiming the blood, but you don't look like the blood. You got blood vernacular, but no blood action. Oh, I don't know who I'm talking to today. Change is coming. But we got to follow the instruction. We got to mark our house with the blood. What are you talking about, Reverend? I'm talking about the blood of the one who shed his life for us. How do I mark my house with the blood? Kindness. Go back 2 Sundays. How do I mark my house with the blood? Listen, I ain't talking about that physical house you go to when you leave here in the afternoon. This your house. This your house right here. And some of us believe that some of us still believe we go to church. I need some people to figure out before we leave here today that you are the church. And the reason that you ain't pulling folk in, scripture says sheep begat sheep. The reason you ain't pulling nobody in is because you a goat. Have mercy. And the scripture don't say goats begat sheep. It says sheep begat sheep. And while you busy being a bull-headed, hard-headed goat, you wondering why things ain't going your way. You got to become a sheep, baby. A sheep learns to follow the instruction of the Lord. And if you gonna have the blood over the doorpost, we got to begin to follow the instruction. is coming. And if you want to be a part of the change, you got to follow the instructions. The instructions said, love thy neighbor as thyself. Love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, mind, and thy soul. Somebody said, I pray with confidence, Pastor. But them instructions, I just have to tell folk what's on my mind. Okay. Scripture said there's a plague coming. And if you ain't got no blood over your doorpost to be identified, my grandma used to say, go for what you know. Yeah, some of y'all grew up in a liquor house, know what I'm talking about. When it started to pop off, my grandma used to say, you got to go for what you know. But you got to have some blood over the doorpost. You got to be washed in the blood. You got to submit unto the one who is giving out the instructions. You got to fall under the instruction and submit to the kindness that he's called us to. There's no two ways about it, family. You either is or you ain't. You either got the blood or you don't. And some of y'all don't want the blood because you done got so comfortable with being a goat. I told y'all before, we were driving through the country one time. It was a yard full of sheep. And it was just this one. He had the coat like the sheep, but he was hitting his head on the tree. I said, Ruby, that's a goat. You can hit your head on the tree as long as you want to. But if you want the blood over the doorpost, you got to follow some instruction. Tell somebody to hang in there, change is coming.